have arrived in Leipzig. Look at that. Who are you honking at? Right, what are we thinking for the game, Kieran? Blue. Blue. Right, what are we thinking for the game, Cal?
Yellow.
Oh, you've got a wasp or something?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and once again, welcome to some different surroundings. We're in Leipzig. We're here for the game tomorrow night in the UEFA Champions League. It's Rasenballsport Leipzig versus Celtic in match day 3 of the Champions League. A big, big game for Celtic. And a game that we've went into with probably not the best sort of mood. Not the mood that I would have liked anyway. I wanted to go into this game a lot happier. And personally, I am. I'm quite happy. I'm here. I'm enjoying myself. I was in Berlin last night, half scooshed. Today I'm here in Leipzig. I've finally made the journey through. I'm nearly there. Sorry if you can sense that throughout this video. But, you know, I'm here in Leipzig and I'm buzzing for it. But in terms of the general Celtic support following the weekend result against Motherwell, you know, I feel like we could have been in a lot more of a positive position, but nonetheless, a massive game for Celtic. It holds a great amount of significance, this game. This game is probably the one, for me, that kind of sums up the group, and it kind of paints the picture of where teams may finish. And I think that Celtic need to get a result tomorrow night here in Leipzig if they want to qualify for the further stages of any of the competitions, be it the Champions League or the Europa League. Now, it's not out the window, don't get me wrong. No, we don't get a result tomorrow night. You've still got 3 games to play. The picture of the group could be changed. But I think that if Celtic were to leave this city tomorrow with a positive result, be it a draw, a win, you know, we're in a very, very good position, and it makes the last 3 games a little less stress-free. So I'm hoping we get the best. We've got a lot to talk about in that, because when it comes to team selection, we have news. When it comes to the opposition, you know, we look at the strength that they have. It's going to be a very difficult game. But this is what you sign up for when you're in the Champions League. This is what it is all about. You know, there's no point in being in a competition if you can't handle the opposition. And Leipzig are certainly one that I think we can do it. I really do. Like, I don't want to get over-optimistic. I don't want to set an expectation level that lets us down. And I don't want to leave the stadium tomorrow disheartened. But from the performances that so far we've put in the Champions League against Real Madrid and against Shakhtar Donetsk, we showed that we are good enough for this competition. We've improved. We're strong enough to compete. There's maybe another level that we can certainly kick it up to. But the main thing that I will say is, we are ready for this. You know, we can do this. We just need to iron out those last fine details. And once we get those kind of ironed out, you're talking about a Celtic side who's probably the best equipped for the Champions League and certainly the last decade. You know, since maybe that 2012 side, which, you know, obviously got to the last 16, you're looking at a Celtic side that is probably the best shape it could be for a Champions League challenge. It's just about ironing out those last fine details, and I really do think we can do that. So let's talk about the game tomorrow. You know, Ange isn't going to change his style. We know that he shouldn't be, because, you know, we've spoken. I'm not even getting into it. I'm not going to fall into the trap that the same mainstream media reporters do of asking, will he change his style? What's the threats? What happens if we go away from home in Europe and we do this, that, the next thing? That's not how it works with Ange Postecoglou. We know that. We're going to go out the game tomorrow and we're going to try our best to score goals. We're going to make chances. We're going to attack the game. And we're never going to stop, as Ange would say. We're going to press at them. But that's one thing we need to improve at from what we had at the weekend, because, and obviously against St Mirren as well, in the last game before that, we've not quite hit the same levels. Has it prepared us well for this game? I'm going to be honest and say no. Obviously it's not. You would have rathered better results against the likes of Motherwell and St Mirren. But it's certainly that is a wasp. There's a wasp on the table. It's certainly a Celtic side who are capable of stepping up the level now, knowing the opposition we play against. We've done it against Shakhtar. We should have won the game. Still disappointed we didn't win the game. But we're not going to sacrifice anything. We're going to play the way that we do, and that's a good thing. We need to keep playing like that to learn what works and what doesn't work. There's no point in changing up the style. We've been through it all before. It worked in the first half against Real Madrid. We should have scored goals. And it worked against Shakhtar Donetsk over the course of the game. We should have scored more goals. We just didn't. And that's the thing that needs to improve on tomorrow night. We need to take our chances. Because Leipzig, far more clinical and far more dangerous than what Shakhtar Donetsk are. Now, I know Shakhtar Donetsk are obviously top of their respective division. I'm not taking anything away from them. But you look at the players that Leipzig possess in that starting 11, attacking-wise, Timo Werner and Kunku. Just the 2 names that you need to name off the top. Those are the sort of players that are going to make you rue the chances you miss. They're going to do that. So we need to take our chances tomorrow. Whatever we make, we need to score. And we can't look back on chances and go, yeah, we should have got a better result tonight. That's ultimately what I want to leave the game saying. We took our chances. We didn't take our chances against Motherwell. We hit the post on 2 occasions. We missed a couple of stinkers as well. Against St Mirren, obviously, we didn't even make that many chances, but we didn't take the ones we did make. And against Shakhtar, the game before that, we know the story. We need to get out that rut, and there's no better stage to do it on. There's no better example to set than doing it in the Champions League against Leipzig. So I'm hoping that we can break that mold tomorrow night. There's that fly. Hello, what you doing, wee man? Let's talk about the opposition. Let's get into the opposition part of this show. They picked up a bit of form at the weekend, haven't they? Leipzig have went under major changes over the past month or so. I would have liked Tedesco to still be in charge for this game. No, bad words on Tedesco. He's a good manager. He was unlucky. He got sacked after winning the Pokal last season. I follow the Bundesliga. I like the Bundesliga, but Leipzig are a side now who need to kick it up. They're in a position now as a side where they need to get results. They need to show improvement. And ultimately, Marco Rosa, the new manager, needs to get results. And he got one at the weekend against bottom of the league, Bochum. But Celtic now has his chance to establish his style, to establish his presence. And that kind of worries me, which is annoying because I feel like this is the game where he's like, okay, I'm here. He was incredibly unlucky at Borussia Dortmund, I think. And obviously Gladbach, he'd done a great job. He'd done a great job at Salzburg. He was unlucky at Dortmund, didn't go so well at Gladbach. This is a chance now for him to kind of make his mark again. Will he do it against Celtic? That's what worries me, because they got 4 goals at the weekend, and I'm like, right, Werner's finding his shooting boots right before Celtic. It's so bloody typical. That really frustrates me. Because Werner, I've always loved Timo Werner. I think he's a fantastic player. But he's not been the player that he was pre-Chelsea move since he moved to Chelsea. But now he's back at Leipzig and he finds the goals right before Celtic. It's just so bloody typical. And then Kunku's just world class. He's obviously on the brink of a move to Chelsea, deserves it, very good. 4 goals, 2 between them, right before us. How does our depleted defence deal with that? That's really bloody worrying. Stephen Welsh, Moritz Jens, can they deal with players like Werner and Kunku? I really hope so. We need to inspire them. The team talk before the game needs to make them believe that they can. And I honestly think Ange can do that. But will they be able to do it over the course of 90 minutes? Can they keep their head focused to that level for 90 minutes? That's where my doubts creep in, because Welsh is so inconsistent. And if he's inconsistent in the Premiership, you're suddenly playing 90 minutes against 2 of the best forwards in the Bundesliga. It changes the conversation. And that worries me. That really does. And then you look behind, those 2 forwards, and Werner and Nkunku, they've got some team in their defence is fucking brilliant. Raum and Orban and Klosterman, all these players, they're brilliant, and Galassi and goals. This is not an easy team to beat. We need to take our chances. We need to play our best. Really, really difficult challenge for us tomorrow, but it's one that we've warmed up to, and it's one that has so much significance to the game that if the players don't understand it now, there's no point. I think we'll see an incredibly positive performance from our group of players tomorrow night. It's just about the execution in the moment. That's what falls short so many times for Celtic. The intent is there, the execution isn't. Tomorrow, the execution has to be 100%. So let's get into our team news. Cameron Carter-Vickers won't be there. We've heard the news. He's apparently not travelled, which is not what I wanted to hear, but he's apparently not there. Carol Starfelt obviously won't be there either, which means Welsh and Jens is probably going to start the game. Could there be a wild card? Could we see Abildgaard maybe go into centre half? I don't think the risk will be made. I really don't. Don't get your hopes up on that if you're thinking it. I think it will be Welsh and Jens. It's obviously started the last couple of games as well, so there is that kind of, both players familiar with each other probably makes sense. It's really, really annoying that we don't have any of our best centre-halves there. Once again, Celtic's luck, isn't it? It seems like we don't have any when it comes to European games, and it's annoying that those two players won't be there either. It does just kind of add into that bad luck factor. Aside from that, I don't imagine there'll be too many changes from that game at the weekend. The one big change that I am much in favour for, and if you watch the Celtic the Thunder, go back and watch it if you haven't. Very in-depth preview on tomorrow's game, and we talk about everything team selection-wise. I really want Abildgaard to start, and I really want him to start with McGregor. And I think that Abildgaard playing there, allowing McGregor to move forward, can really help either Rio Hatate or Matt O'Reilly, depending on who starts the game. I think it'll be Hatate, but I would love it to be Abildgaard, McGregor, and Hatate tomorrow. I really do. And I think we need someone like Abildgaard. It's a risk because we've not seen him, we can't judge him. But I really think there is so many positives to a player like Abildgaard starting that game tomorrow in that position. I know that it sacrifices one of those two attacking midfielders, Hatate or O'Reilly, but you look at the players we're coming up against, and we need to be cautious. I kind of want Abildgaard to start. Will he start? I don't think so. I think it'll be the same three as the weekend, but I really want him to. But back four, Juranovic, Welsh, Jens, Taylor, midfield three. I think it's going to be McGregor, Hatate, O'Reilly. I want it to be Abildgaard, McGregor, and Hatate. Front three, could there be changes? The big talking point going into this game, or one of the biggest talking points, is Yelabada. Will he be out? Obviously, it's Jan Kippur is coming up for the Israelis, the Jewish faith. They will have that to celebrate. Will it allow Yelabada to play? I doubt it. Can't say anything about it. That's everybody is entitled to celebrate their faith. And that's fair enough on Yelabada. It's gutting that we'll miss him, but if we can't knock that, and it happened last year, I think he was out with Nir Beaton. Obviously, when you're Jewish and you're celebrating your religion, you can't moan about that. So if Yelabada is out, it raises the question: Dyson Maeda, Sead Haksabanovic. I would start Haksabanovic. If Abada's out, if Abada's in, I start Abada. If he's not, I start Haksabanovic. So Jota, Kyogo, Haksabanovic for me tomorrow if Abada's out. That's my team selection. Running through it in the most horrible drunken order I can. And finally, score predictions. I don't want to do it. I don't. I'm over here. I'm having the time of my life. I'm loving it. You should see this apartment, by the way. It's bloody gorgeous. We're living in luxury. My elbow. We're living in luxury. I'm going to stay put. I'm going to go 2-2. There's my prediction. 2 bloody each. Ow. And that'll do it for today. I think we've covered most topics. Injury-ridden Celtic. Don't like it. Give us our centre-halves back, God. Please. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I want to go out and have a pint, so I'm going to edit this and get it up. Like and subscribe. Appreciate all of you. Like and subscribe, though. Subscribers going down for some reason. Let's go up. Yes. Right, appreciate you all. Love you. Enjoy the trip if you're here, and enjoy the game if you're watching at home. There's a fly. See you next time.